You're watching the AI Report. Great AI news today, especially the last couple of pieces. Stick around and let's get into it. IBM unveils a prototype for a new AI chip that works like the human brain. Okay, get this. This chip is analog. It comprises 64 in-memory compute cores and it will perform computations with deep neural networks. The chip is expected to make AI computations much more efficient, both in terms of performance and energy efficiency. Wow, this is pretty remarkable. The PC and smartphones and the internet were all about the digital technologies, but when it comes to AI, we may revert back to the good old human brains. So cool. Speaking of brains, people suffering from dementia might see a dramatic improvement in quality of life thanks to the new AI-powered socks. That's right, AI-powered socks. That's what I said. The socks monitor the user's heart rate, sweating, and movement, and will prevent falling while also promoting independence. The feet are a great place to gather clinical data, and the socks are connected to an app that sends alert to caregivers. Okay, let's hope that AI doesn't get affected by the smell of cheese then. Next, Amazon launches their AI-generated review summaries feature. This was in the works for quite some time now, and the feature is now live. Basically, the AI learns from all the customer reviews and then creates a snapshot with the most important common themes from the reviews. Yep, that's a good use for the current iteration of AI technologies. You can now read just one summary instead of going through dozens of reviews. Unless you enjoy going through the reviews. That can be a good bedtime routine actually. Reading one-star reviews on Amazon products written by people who really have nothing better to do. Moving on, a school district in Iowa uses AI to label books for age appropriateness and sexual or graphic content. The title here sounds very Orwellian, but it's a little bit clickbaity. The 19 books in question were not entirely banned, just labeled inappropriate for minors. I think this school in Iowa is missing the bigger picture actually. If you can get any of these kids to read any book, you should praise all the gods. They have endless porn at the click of a button, and they definitely know that they should press the button that says, yes, I'm older than 18. They won't be interested in an 18th century novel where the slightly naughty fantasies of some noble lady are described in a bit more detail. Still, good effort and probably good use of AI here. It's not like the books were censored as the clickbaity title suggests, they were just labeled. Speaking of censorship, China is expected to start implementing its regulations for AI today. Basically, China tries to walk the tightrope of AI regulation and innovation. Some of their biggest tech companies have released robust large language models, but they are still nowhere near as good as the leading LLMs from OpenAI and other US companies. The US ban on chips is slowing China down, but their companies also have to adhere to the regulations that require their AIs to not disrupt social order, or in simpler terms, their AIs must play ball with the regime and are subject to massive censorship. Yeah, turns out censorship is not good for innovation. Let's see how long it takes China to learn that lesson. Next, it's been more than 8 months since everybody started talking about AI and the end of jobs, and yet we're not seeing anything like that yet. Lawyers, doctors, programmers, journalists, they were all to be replaced by AI, and yet most of them are still not fired. Simply put, AIs are not that good yet. They can save professionals sometime, but they're far from being reliable enough to be trusted with an entire job. Not saying that this won't happen at some point, it's entirely possible that AIs become capable of performing all the tasks that a job requires from start to finish. And finally, maybe at some point AIs will replace most workers, but one old technological paradox suggests the exact opposite. In case you haven't heard of the Jevons paradox, well, now you have another fancy word in your vocabulary arsenal. The Jevons paradox is an effect in economics where technological progress increases the efficiency with which a resource is used, which causes the price of using that resource to drop, which then unlocks the true demand for that resource. William Jevons was an English economist who, in 1865, noticed that technological advances made coal-powered engines more efficient, and while everyone was expecting coal consumption to go down because of that, coal consumption actually went up. This was very unexpected at the time. If the engines burn less coal, it was expected that less coal is consumed overall. However, Nobody predicted the true demand for energy that was previously hidden because of the engine inefficiencies. The same might be true for AI. AI provides knowledge, insight, and the demand for insight, similar to the demand for energy, is unlimited. What's constraining our access to insight is actually the limited supply of it. So, instead of worrying about what menial jobs might be automated with AI, I would encourage people to think about what sort of crazy, unexpected, super cool jobs might be created with AI, and that's the way it is. That was the AI Report, learning something new every day here. Like and subscribe if you want to join us on this great odyssey of the mind, and I will see you tomorrow.